They weren't supposed to make it that far. When as Monaco kicked off their 2016-17 Champions League campaign, few expected them to survive the group stages, let alone become the most exciting team in Europe. But what followed was pure football magic, a fearless, attacking side that tore through giants like Manchester City and Borussia Dortmund, before finally bowing out to Juventus in the semi-finals. This was no fluke. This was an explosion of young, raw talent, and a season that would change European football forever. Let's rewind the clock, and then fast forward through the aftermath. Because this is the story of AS Monaco's legendary semi-final squad, and where they all are now. At the heart of it all was Leonardo Jardim, the tactician who masterminded the chaos. Under him, Monaco played like a team with nothing to lose and everything to prove. Jardim has since had a rollercoaster of a career, managing in Saudi Arabia with Al Hilal and Al Shabab, but he's yet to recreate the same spark. In goal stood the reliable Daniel Subasic. The Croatian veteran was the calm amid the storm, making crucial saves all campaign. After years of loyal service, Subasic retired from professional football in 2022. He now stays close to the game, working with Hajduk Split's youth system back home. Let's move to the defense. Djibril Sidibe, the energetic right back, was electric down the flank. After a stint with Everton, he returned to Monaco before bouncing around Ligue 1, and as of now, he plays for AEK Athens in Greece. Still solid, still bombing forward. In the center was Kamil Glik, the Polish rock. Brutal in tackles and vocal in defense. Glik later moved to Benevento in Italy and more recently joined Cracovia back in Poland. His peak was undeniably in that Monaco run. Beside him, a young and wildly promising Gemerson. The Brazilian didn't quite live up to the hype after Monaco. He returned to Brazil, had stints with Corinthians and Atletico Mineiro, and is now trying to find consistency in the domestic circuit. At left back, Benjamin Mendy. Lightning quick, technically sound, and always a threat going forward. After a big money move to Manchester City, his career hit a massive pause due to legal issues. He's since returned to football with Lorient in Ligue 1, attempting to rebuild his image and career. Now let's talk about that midfield. The duo that made everything tick. Fabinho was Monaco's midfield metronome. Calm, calculated, with a touch of steel. He moved to Liverpool and became one of the best holding midfielders in the world, winning the Champions League and Premier League. In 2023, he joined Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia, continuing his career in the Middle East. Beside him, the elegant Taime Bakayoko. He was a monster during that campaign, leading to a big move to Chelsea. But it just never clicked. Loan spells at Milan, Napoli, and back to Monaco followed. As of 2025, he's without a club, another cautionary tale of a career that didn't live up to its early promise. And then there's the crown jewel, Bernardo Silva. The magician. Watching him weave through defenders in 2017 was like poetry. Pep Guardiola saw the vision and brought him to Manchester City, where he's become one of the most complete playmakers in the world. As of now, he's still pulling the strings at City, constantly linked with a move back to Portugal or to Barcelona. Thomas Lemar, Monaco's left-sided dynamo, had a great campaign too. After a record move to Atletico Madrid, he found moments of brilliance, but injuries slowed his momentum. Still, he's hanging on in Diego Simeone's squad, though not the key man he was once projected to be. He barely plays and is a forgotten man. And then there was Kylian Mbappé. Just a teenager, tearing apart world-class defenders like it was nothing. That season was his global arrival. PSG wasted no time and snapped him up for €180 million. Since then, World Cup winner, Ligue 1 dominator, and arguably the most marketable face in football. In 2025, he's at the peak of his powers, and still just 26 and currently at Real Madrid. The spearhead of that attack, Radamel Falcao, El Tigre. He brought the goals, the experience, the edge. After Monaco, he played in Turkey with Galatasaray, then moved to La Liga with Rayo Vallecano. Even into his late 30s, Falcao remained lethal. Now, semi-retired, dipping into punditry and mentorship. But this story isn't complete without the depth, the bench warriors, the squad players, the forgotten names. Valère Germain, the hard-working backup striker, had spells at Marseille and Montpellier, and now plays in Ligue 2 with MacArthur in Australia. His graft always went under the radar. Guido Carrillo, a useful option off the bench, moved to Southampton, then Leganés, and now plies his trade in Argentina. Adama Traoré, not the Wolves star, but the Malian winger, struggled to make a real impact and now plays in the Turkish second division. Rani Lopez, once seen as Bernardo Silva's heir, had flashes of brilliance but never quite caught fire at Sevilla. He's been loaned out multiple times and now plays in Qatar. Andrea Raggi, the veteran defender, was the wise old head in that squad. He retired in 2019, and has stayed under the radar ever since. Nabil Durar, the versatile Moroccan winger, moved to Fenerbahce, and later played in Belgium and Turkey. He's now without a club, drifting toward retirement. Jorge, the young Brazilian left-back, was tipped for stardom but injuries derailed him. He returned to Brazil and has played for several clubs, most recently at Fluminense. Morgan de Sanctis, the experienced backup keeper, didn't play a minute but offered leadership. He retired shortly after and went into management roles in Italy, including at Roma and Salernitana. And of course, Almami Touré, the backup right-back, joined Eintracht Frankfurt where he won the Europa League in 2022. In 2025, he's still active in Germany, a dependable squad player. From household names to forgotten faces, that 2016-17 Monaco squad was a moment in time, a perfect storm of youth, hunger, and fearlessness. They weren't built to last, and maybe that's what made them so special. Within a year, most of them were gone, snapped up by Europe's elite. But for one magical season, they danced through Europe and made the football world fall in love. That Monaco team reminds us of something beautiful. Greatness doesn't always mean lifting the trophy. Sometimes, it's just about the ride.